Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Jantz, founder here at the Center Place of Hope. I just want to say depression can be overwhelming. It can bring you to a place of despondency, of despair. I've written a number of books related to depression, and I want to share today. I've made some notes about 10 ways to help when you're depressed. But look at depression on a continuum. There's mild to very severe, major depression, where we feel that we're just not even functionable, and we end up really disconnecting from reality. It's so severe. And these ideas that I'm going to share are important, but it's also important to go, okay, has this been going on greater than 3 months? Am I 6 months into this? Are my symptoms getting worse? Treatment of depression really requires a very active participation. And we've got to make some decisions. Sometimes follow through is difficult, but to get in the game is going to be really important. So these are just some tips to be complementary to therapy and to things that you may already be doing. And this is in no way intended to be the only things to do. One is, and I know you may have heard this is, but it's called get moving. The last thing we feel like we want to do when we're depressed is physical exercise or physical movement. We do know, and there are studies that have shown this, that moderate exercise has a effect on certain levels of depression. And in some studies, it's shown that it's more effective than medications. So as we look at this today, okay, even if I start walking and it's 20 minutes a day, or I can do 20 minutes and I work myself up to 40, 45 minutes, and I'm averaging 4 to 5 times a week. Let me encourage, it's not what you're going to feel like doing, but the importance of that movement is significant for the body and releasing of various chemicals in the body. Our endorphins are released with exercise. Has so many benefits. That's why I put it at the top of the list. Also, number 2 is stay connected. When we're depressed, we want to isolate, withdraw from others, and we really put ourselves in a place where we may increase our symptoms by that isolation, even though we feel like I have no energy for people and I don't want to be around people. But I need to be around 3, no more than 5 people who believe in me, who are instrumental in knowing who I am and can be of support. All right. This one is number 3, limit and eliminate substances. What's that? Alcohol. Alcohol is a go-to for many people when they feel depressed. What we don't realize always is that alcohol is a central nervous system depressant. And what it will do then is increase all the symptoms of depression, as well as it'll tend to add to anxiety and anxiousness. There's a kind of an alcohol rebound where you feel anxious and anxiety as well as depressed. Causes the system to be very, in a word, sluggish, and will deplete more energy reserves, depleting of B vitamins, and you tend to get dehydrated with alcohol. So alcohol needs to be out of the picture entirely with depression, as does anything that would be mood altering. Cannabis, some of these things that are kind of a go-to for some, end up creating a much deeper problem and issue. All right, number 4, prioritize sleep is easier said than done. I used to work in a sleep research laboratory, and I can tell you that sleep issues when you're depressed are very real, and depression can cause our sleep stages to be incomplete. And I just want to share this because we need to begin, even though sleep will not feel necessarily at first restorative, it's going to be super important that we begin to look at the whole area of, okay, how can I do good sleep hygiene? going to bed at approximately the same time, even if I'm not falling asleep? What am I doing 1 hour before bed? No screens, no, what am I doing to create a healthy sleep? I call it sleep hygiene. And sleeping in a super dark room, no alarms in the room, no lights in the room. So, all right. What are we? Number 5, focus on nutrition. Here at the Center of Place of Hope, we have nutritionists because we want to know what is going in your mouth when you're depressed. So often it's stimulants, it's that 10, 12 cups of coffee and no water. Water helps improve mood, regulates blood pressure, detoxes us. Water is so important at all times, but it can be important when you're depressed. So let's look at push heavy on the water, but also make sure you're getting a source of protein. Start the day with protein, not a donut. The more we can do to regulate our blood sugar levels, the better we will do. And these are just some suggestions. I'm going to do these for the next 30 days. All right. Practice acceptance. We want to fight our emotions, fighting anger, frustration, fighting fear, fighting anxiety, fighting guilt and shame. Look, when we're depressed, let's look at, okay, this is what I'm really experiencing. And then what do I need to do to get to the root? What are my root causes of this depression? All right. And really, number 7 is set small goals. What's that? Baby steps each day. Maybe I need to pull out and create a journal, and I'm documenting all the good things I'm doing each day. Documenting my exercise. I'm logging my nutrition, logging my water intake. Begin to do some baby steps that hold accountability. And I'm going to say number 8 is express yourself. Well, what does that mean? When we're depressed, we really tend to hold things in. Not that we need to explode and show inappropriate anger, but we do need to have appropriate emotional release, or that buildup will make us even more toxic. This is where a counselor, this is where a trusted person, where I can really, really share what's going on. Number 9, joy in small things. Well, I know, depression, there is no joy. Depression turns the light of joy off. Look at the small, healthy pleasures that you can do each day. Part of it's self-care. For some, it's a warm bath. For others, it's that walk. But I want you to build upon small. They may not feel like a lot of joy at first, but we're building here a system of self-care that's probably different than what we've been doing before. And then finally, when we're depressed, yes, we do need to articulate, I need help. I haven't figured this out, and I don't understand what's all going on, but I need help. And that's where we come in with the whole person approach and look at all the different areas of our life. That's why blood work can be important. Are there hormonal issues, low vitamin D, thyroid issues, whatever, gastrointestinal issues? We want to cover all of the bases. And I have seen, now this is 40 years of the Center, A Place of Hope, and we have been voted in from a news organization as in the top 10 list of places to go for help for depression. And I can tell you that people do recover, people do get better, and there are those who have struggled for such a long time and it doesn't feel like there's any hope. And hope comes when we get a plan. Sometimes we need a team of professionals, like we do here, help create a plan of wholeness, a plan of wellness, a plan for depression recovery. That's why even in my latest book on depression, Healing Depression for Life, we're going to work on healing this for our life, and that it is possible. There's always missing pieces to the puzzle, and sometimes we need outside help to help us find what those are. And be careful about beating yourself up. There's something called self-compassion. It's like have an understanding that, yeah, this has been really tough. We get into a negative mindset and we can really be negative on ourselves. And I'm going to tell you, every person that I've ever worked with depression would have changed it a long time ago if they could. They are there. It's something that we need outside help with sometimes, and so I know I've walked through in the past. I know what this is like, and I know what healing and recovery is like, and I know it's possible.